All right, let's talk about lists. This is our today's topic. A list is another data type that we use in Python. First, let us save this file, lists.py, save. All right. So list is another data type which we use for storing multiple items in a single variable. All right. So let's say I take a list of, let's make a list of fruits. So I can have multiple type of data in multiple things in one list, like let's say apple, strawberry, banana, stuff. So what does basically list do? So list is an order. The basic definition of list is that list items are always ordered. They are changeable. Like once you have created a list, you can change it afterwards as well, or make changes in it as well. And most importantly, it allow duplicate values. All right. So this is what list is all about. So this is our first list. All right. So it is order changeable and allow duplicate values. So let's talk about accessing of list items. Accessing list items. All right. So how do we access the list items? So let's say, okay, I didn't print this out. So let's print it and now access. So let's say I want to access list number strawberry. So we discussed the concept of indexing earlier in one of our videos where we discussed that indexing in programming always starts from zero. So we will always assume that apple index number is zero, strawberry index number is 1, and banana index number is 2. So let's say I'm asking that whatever item is there on index number 1, it should be printed out. Let's say print fruits, and I would say fruits, and I want something on item 1, on index 1 to be printed. So let's save it and print it out. Let's see. So here it is. This is my original list, and over here I can see my first item which has been printed. All right. So let's go with the same is like negative indexing or negative indexing. So print fruits, you can say -1. Whatever number is there, whatever item is there on -1 in the reverse order, it would print it out because in minus we don't have a 0. So it will print the first item from the last side. Okay. Let's say I want to print a range of items from the list. Like let's say I want to print these two. So how do I do that? Again, in the range, we discussed one thing, that first item is considered while last item is not considered. So we always have to ensure that we take one extra, um, like let's say if I want to print apple and strawberry, print fruits, and range is 0 to 1. So if I want these both, then I must give the range till 2, not just 1. But let's say like this. Like if I'm only printing it, giving the range till 1, then it will print till like this. But if I give the range till 2, then it will print it like this. All right. So this is how it works. Now let's talk about changing the list items. This is what we change changing the list items. So let's talk about changing of list items. So let's say, let's say, right. So let's change the items, print fruit, like let's say fruits, and I want to change the items 1 to 2. So all I have to do is like I want to change it with mangoes. So I'll say now print fruits. So let's see what is our new list. Okay, it is looking something like this. Let's wait a minute. Okay, now it's fine. So if I'm changing like this, but let's say if I want to change a range, like I did just now, like this. How do I do that without making it look like something before, like the error, there was an error. So all I have to do is let's say fruits 1 to 2, and I'll say I'll take the brackets and I'll say strawberry or maybe kiwi, and and we can replace one item with two item if I want two items the in place of one item, I can do that to kiwi, watermelon, and now let's print it out. So it will look like this. Like one item was replaced with two new items instead. So what about if I want to replace these last two ones? So yeah, or you can say these two ones. So what I can do is fruits, 1, 2, or 1, 2 to 3, and let's go with um mm, cherry and black and maybe all right, let's just do these two. And now let's print fruits like this. Now my two items, these two items, 1 and 2, are replaced with these. If I want to replace this one as well, so all I have to do is 2, 4 and save, and it will be replaced like this. Perfect. So this is how we change items in a list, and we can also replace like let's say we can have, just like we had more items in place of one, we can also have one item in place of one item in place of two or more. So print let's say fruits, no, wait, let's say fruits, and I have a list 1, 3, and I just want to replace it with one item. Let's say, yeah, right, and let's print fruits, and now we'll have our list back to its original size, which was 3. All right, this is how we change items in a list. Now let's talk about, all right, let's talk about adding new items in our existing list. So how do we do that? It is easy. Let's say fruits append, and now add oranges. So what it will do is it will add oranges into it like this. So this is how adding new items works. Now let's talk about removing items. Removing items from a list. So let's say fruits dot remove, and I want to remove what is our existing list. Wait, let me check it out again. So my existing list is apple, guava, blackcurrant, and oranges. So what I gotta do is I'll say fruits dot remove, and I'll say remove guava from it, and I'll ask it to print the fruits like this. And look, the guava has been removed successfully. All right. There is another way to do it. So it's another way of removing item is pop method. Basically, a pop method automatically removes the last item from the list. For example, let's say fruits dot pop, and print fruits like this. So what it does is if you're not specifying like what pop method does is you if you define a specific index, then it removes then it removes only that item. But if you don't specify any index, then it removes the last item. So let's say if I specify 1 over here, it will remove the item which is given on 1, which was blackcurrant. And let's say if I specify 0, it will remove apple. All right. But if you don't specify anything, it will remove the last item automatically. So this is how the removing in the list works. So this is it for now about lists. These are the important functions and methods that we usually cover. I'll see you guys in the next video with a new topic. See you then.